Well, YouTube, I have a special treat for everybody. I'm actually going to be doing a SUV all-wheel drive comparison between the 2018 Chevy Equinox versus a 2020 Jeep Cherokee. If you hang around till the end, I actually have one more special bonus for you guys to see, and that happens to be a Cadillac XT4, which has the twin clutch all-wheel drive system in it. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm finally getting back into producing YouTube videos for my channel. I've been working on some video channels for some other people for a while, and now I'm getting back to mine. So please make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll do my best to get out some new videos to you guys, including some things about diesel, emission systems, DEF usage on the 3-liter. And it won't be long, and we'll be coming up on 1 year with the Silverado with the 3-liter Duramax engine, and I'll have a full year review for you guys soon. So first up here we have the 2018 Chevy Equinox LT all-wheel drive with the 1.6 liter. This is the standard all-wheel drive operation, and one of the things that I want you guys to notice is this is actually the vehicle that I had towed with the Chevy Colorado out to Pennsylvania for my daughter. It was a lease vehicle that I ended up buying. We ended up getting rid of the gray Equinox only because my wife wanted a different vehicle. So knowing that I could get this one. Here's the second attempt. And I want you guys to notice that if you take a look at the video in the middle there, you'll notice that the braking system is engaging since it has open differentials both in the front and the rear. You notice how the vehicle was shaking left and right, kind of torquing on the Z-axis. So you end up with as it hits the brakes, both in the front and in the rear, trying to transmit the power to the front drivers and rear passenger tire, you'll notice that you get some shaking. And of course that was at a little bit faster speed, probably 5 or 6 miles an hour was the wheel speed that I was getting. So I tried again, third attempt here with a lower speed. You'll notice the shaking is a lot lower. You'll still notice that it is engaging the brake a little bit and trying to claw its way up the hill. So I do a couple more tests here just to see if anything changed. One of the tests will be with traction control off, but that's coming up here shortly. This is another low speed attempt, still all in all-wheel drive. Had absolutely no problem there. So now I back down and I turned off traction control and the stability control both, and of course the wheels just spin. Eventually ABS does kick in, because even though you have it turned off, it still is not completely off. But you'll notice there's a lot more wheel spin with those systems turned off. And here, turning traction control and stability control back on. You'll see the wheels braking, getting over the top. Actually, no real problem on this particular small off-camber hill. And now we have the 2020 Jeep Cherokee Limited Plus 4x4 with the 2-liter gas engine installed inside of it, and of course the 9-speed and standard 4-wheel drive. You'll notice here still not quite as much rocking back and forth. This is auto 4-wheel drive operation, but you can actually hear the ABS engaging and disengaging, trying to again stop those cross-vehicle tires from losing all their power. It still has open differentials both front and rear, but Jeep does have a very good all-wheel drive system on their vehicles, even though it does have to use the brakes. Next we try the mud and sand four-wheel drive operation mode that the Cherokee has built into it. And what you'll notice here is a little bit more wheel spin than what we were getting in the automatic mode, but eventually brakes lock up and it is able to make it over the hill without a problem at all. And granted, two wheels, one wheel for sure is off the ground pretty much at any point in time. Here is sport mode. Similar type of operation, other than it seems like it locks it, lets it spin a little bit, then actually locks it, and the thing goes right over the top of the hill. And then probably the most interesting mode for me is the next mode here when we go into snow operation. And what you'll notice is the fog lights actually come on, the headlights actually come on, and it's almost like it's closest to a real four-wheel drive system. It doesn't let it slip hardly at all, which is a pretty nice mode to have, something that would be nice to have in something like the Equinox, having more of a direct drive four-wheel drive. So I actually did the snow mode twice. I don't know if it was in second gear or not as a second gear start. This time basically no slip whatsoever, so I don't know if it engages up stronger once it saw some slip or not. And now we go into the bonus section, which is our Cadillac XT4 Premium Luxury All-Wheel Drive. And this model actually has the twin clutch all-wheel drive system. So this is standard all-wheel drive. What you'll notice is the clutches in the back have engaged, and I'm going up the hill very, very slowly. Give it a little bit of power and no brake interaction whatsoever. So what actually happened was the clutch, I believe, in the rear was engaging more and more and more on the rear passenger wheel to help be able to have it crawl over top of the hill. Now, for this next mode, I actually put it into sport, and not a whole lot of difference in sport mode as opposed to the standard all-wheel drive. Sport will actually change the way that the steering feels and the way that the throttle feels. It does look like it was able to climb up a little bit better, so maybe it's sending a little bit more torque to the rear. It's hard for me to say exactly what's going on. I don't have any way to be able to read the amount of torque that the engine's actually putting, or the transmission and transfer case is actually putting, or power takeoff unit is putting to the rear. And just for the fun of it, I put this one in front wheel drive because I was kind of curious. In front wheel drive and with the twin clutch, you actually could hear it disengage, and basically I was curious how good the traction control was. So you see spin, spin, spin on the front tire, no power at all going to the rear, and on the center information center it said you have low traction. Probably a good idea to put it into all-wheel drive. So now you should hear it engage again, and I'm back into standard all-wheel drive mode, and you'll notice a little bit of slip, and then right up the hill. So this brings us to the end of our all-wheel drive comparison shootout. So the big question that still has to be answered is, what one has the best all-wheel drive system? So I guess that depends on what you're looking to do. Just as a quick recap, we have a 2020 Jeep Cherokee that has the standard four-wheel drive system with multiple modes. We have a 2018 Chevy Equinox with all-wheel drive, which is able to be turned on and off with the diesel engine. And then we have the 2019 Cadillac XT4 that has front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and an all-wheel drive sport mode. So each one of these actually does have a place in the market. But if you're looking for off-road, I would say the Jeep Cherokee is probably the best solution. And if you're looking for what I would probably consider one of the better all-wheel drive systems, that would be the Cadillac XT4. The Chevy Equinox is a decent all-wheel drive system, good for running on roads. I would say not so good for off-road, but each one of these does have its own place in the market. So appreciate everybody watching the video. If you guys have any questions about any of these three vehicles, please let me know. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment. Thumbs ups are much appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content. In particular, there's going to be a lot more on the diesel. And if you do have any questions about a Cherokee, which is my daughter's vehicle, or the XT4, should be able to answer those too. Thanks for watching again.